Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by PewSitter.com, your online Catholic newspaper for the third millennium, CatholicMediaCoalition.org, in line with the Church, online with the world.
And TheAmericanCatholic.com, politics and culture from a Catholic perspective.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of Catholic News Roundup. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Illinois children endangered. Catholic Charities is being backed into a corner, forcing them to cut their losses, pull out of their lawsuit, fighting forced gay adoptions, and severely restricting their adoption efforts in Illinois. You may remember bishops of 3 dioceses in the state challenged a new law in court that requires equal treatment of homosexual couples in adoption services, which violates religious rights, forcing Catholic Charities to adopt children out to same-sex couples or lose government funding for their adoption and foster care services. CatholicCulture.org reports the bishop's statement says the state of Illinois has made it financially impossible for them to continue operating on the same level, that further appeals in court would be pointless now that they have to close offices and lay off employees. Meanwhile, Obamacare seeks to violate religious liberty on a national level. Archbishop Dolan of New York, chairman of the USCCB, has said, coming out of a recent meeting with Obama, that he is, quote, very open to the sensitivities of Catholics concerning religious liberty. Pro-life vote? In a landslide vote, Cardinal Sean O'Malley of Boston has been voted in as the chairman-elect of the Committee on Pro-Life Activities at the annual plenary meeting of American bishops, according to LifeSite News. The appointment takes place as the Boston Catholic Insider is sending a petition of faithful Catholics in the Beantown Archdiocese to the Vatican, asking for intervention that what they say is weak leadership in their diocese, exemplified by a long list of issues, including O'Malley's public rebuke of faithful objecting to abortion referrals in Catholic hospitals. The Cardinal Archbishop wins the position by a vote of 149 to 84 over Archbishop Vigneron of Detroit at a critical point in time, as many faithful seek to derail Obamacare and stop efforts to force publicly funded abortion and destroy the conscience clause of healthcare workers. O'Malley has also come under the scrutiny by the faithful for his failure to support church teaching on homosexuality, allowing gay masses to take place at St. Cecilia's parish in his own archdiocese. As moral inconsistencies in O'Malley's backyard mount, there's more. As a Catholic college dissents, a PhD candidate at Boston College School of Theology and Ministry is publicly boasting of the Catholic college's, quote, vibrant LGBT student organization. In an article in the Huffington Post, John Falcone writes, quote, we've celebrated the long tradition of believers who have lived their Catholicism through same-sex love, non-traditional gender roles, and the quest for social justice, end quote. Falcone also talks about how fellow student members of the organization drove with him to the recent, quote, More Than a Monologue conference held at Fairfield University, which featured dissenting Catholic clergy and theologian speakers, including Sister Janine Gramick, whose work with homosexuals was condemned by the Vatican. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a few seconds.
Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by NewOxfordReview.org, the voice of Catholic Orthodoxy, in print and on the web, and RenewAmerica.com, expanding the influence of America's grassroots in the cause of freedom.
Philadelphia abortionists on trial. The trial of abortionist Kermit Gosnell in Philadelphia has convicted the 6th participant in the infamous House of Horrors abortion clinic. The Philadelphia Inquirer reports Tina Baldwin is pleading guilty to assisting a corrupt organization, conspiracy, and corruption of a minor after she got her 15-year-old daughter a job at the clinic, helping her provide sedatives and other drugs to women having abortions. Baldwin's actions resulted in the death of 1 woman and 7 infants, who were killed after they were born alive and viable. Her sentencing has been deferred until after the trial of Gosnell as part of a plea bargain, requiring her to testify against him. Embryonic research halted. A so-called leader in the field of embryonic stem cells has announced that it will be leaving the stem cell business completely. to focus on its experimental cancer therapies. The New York Times says the company, Geron, based in California, has the fundamental patent rights in embryonic research after it helped fund the initial derivation of test tube baby stem cells at the University of Wisconsin in 1990. Geron has a central role in embryonic stem cell research in the world, since its canceled project would have been the first ever clinical therapy trial involving human embryonic stem cells. Advanced Cell Technology is now the only company left in the world conducting clinical trials using stem cells taken from unborn, living children. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Thanks for tuning in today. Be sure and tune in tomorrow for your daily dose of Catholic News Roundup right here on RealCatholicTV.com. And be sure to check out The Vortex today, where Mike talks about a Pius X prophecy come true and the modernist establishment. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to tell all your friends about us. And as always, God bless you.